You're watching DC News Now at 9.
And we're following breaking news tonight. A truck pulled out of the Potomac River. The driver still inside. This crazy video and the details just coming into our newsroom. Plus,
at least 5 people shot in 2 separate shootings in Maryland and DC on a night. We hear from residents about what they think it takes to stop the killing.
another attempted kidnapping of a young child in Northern Virginia. Tonight, the search for a suspect as police and neighbors worry about kids' safety.
And a smelly pile of trash building up in a D.C. neighborhood. Why the eyesore doesn't seem to be going away.
I do not want this to become the new normal.
Attempt after attempt to get it all cleaned up, all ignored. And tonight, D.C. leaders and neighbors are sounding off. And we begin with that breaking news just in tonight. This the moment a pickup truck is pulled out of the Potomac River, and it appears to belong to the National Park Service. That based on a close-up photo just tweeted out by DC Fire and EMS. The call for this water rescue came in around 8 o'clock tonight at Ohio Drive and Buckeye Drive in Southwest. Now, we're told the driver escaped the truck without injuries. As for what led up to this, it's still under investigation. And we also start with more breaking news tonight. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Flanagan. Breaking tonight, a triple shooting in Southwest D.C. Now, details are still limited this hour, but here is what we know. Metro Police say 3 men were shot. 1 unconscious and not breathing, 2 others conscious and breathing. Police indicate 3 locations for the shootings, but not saying if they're connected. There's no word yet on search for any suspect. And in Prince George's County, police are investigating a double shooting there that left 1 man dead. Police say it happened in the 7900 block of Riggs Road in Adelphi. 1 man died at the scene. Police say the second victim was taken to a hospital with critical injuries. Police tell DC News Now they do not believe this is a random shooting. Tonight, they're looking for the gunman and are asking for your help. If you saw or heard anything, please give them a call.
And developing at 9, families in a Fairfax County neighborhood concerned tonight. Police say a man who tried to kidnap a 10-year-old who was walking to a playground is still out there right now, and now they're asking for your help to catch him. This all unfolding Tuesday afternoon on Morning View Lane, right across from Island Creek Elementary School. And that's where we find Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla joining us live. And Max, let's start with how police are hoping to capture this suspect. What are people asking, and what are they asking of people there?
Well, it doesn't mean they're basically asking if anyone has a Ring camera or another surveillance camera at their home to check the records and see if it tells them anything. They are hopeful for some sort of tip or clue coming from a piece of that technology. But in the meantime, police say that they are looking for any tips they can get to try to identify the person they believe is responsible for an alleged abduction that has some neighbors here frightened. It's a family-friendly neighborhood of playgrounds and people walking the sidewalk near Island Creek Elementary School. So when police told people who live here that a roughly 40-year-old man tried to abduct a 10-year-old,
it hits really close to home because, you know, it's home to me. It literally is my home, so you don't expect anything bad to happen in such a safe area.
Abby Stockton has lived here her whole life. She's babysat kids in the area and says it's a neighborhood bound by friendships.
It's scary that it happened, and I really hope that, you know, it doesn't ever happen again.
Tonight, Fairfax County Police are working to ensure it doesn't happen again. The department says it's increasing its presence in the neighborhood, but Stockton says while that could help, it's on the neighbors to keep an eye on each other, especially as kids get set to begin summer break.
The more eyes you have on your kids and the more that they're playing outside even, I feel like the safer they are.
I need you to remain with this large group. I need you to let me know where you are when you're there. And as always, you know, no earbuds, no staring at your phone.
That's the warning from a mom who lives here and says everyone has a role in preventing something like this from even being attempted again. But it starts with police catching their man.
It'll reduce the fear of people going out to the park and things like that.
And tonight we reached out to Fairfax County Police, which directed us, we reached out to the school district, which directed us back to police. All they could tell us tonight is that they are still investigating.
All right, so Max, quick question. We just reported last week another attempted kidnapping in Woodbridge. Now, police say there a man tried to grab a 10-year-old right near a bus stop. Do police think these 2 incidents could be connected?
Well, it's something they're looking into. Fairfax County Police and Prince William County Police are talking to each other, but Fairfax County says that the circumstances of this alleged incident and the one in Woodbridge are different, so they don't believe so, but they are still working to confirm that. Back to you.
All right, Max, thank you. And just in the last few hours, police arrested an Alexandria man for a rape and kidnapping attempt about 7 miles east of there, right in HYBLA Valley. Okezia Rondu is now in custody. Now, police are telling us he approached the victim Tuesday afternoon right near a bus stop in the area of Richmond Highway and Latson Lane. The victim was able to fight the suspect off and run away.
Charges tonight against a Prince George's County, Maryland teacher. Police say he tried to get his 14-year-old student to send him inappropriate photos of herself via Snapchat. 33-year-old Jose Oriana is a teacher at James Madison Middle School. That's in Upper Marlboro. Now, according to court documents, school's principal called police Tuesday. Oriana admitted via email to asking his 8th grade student if she could send him pictures in her underwear. The victim reported the teacher got her number after starting a group text with his class. He'd allegedly been texting her for 2 weeks. Oriana is charged with solicitation of child pornography. That charge carries up to 10 years in prison.
And developing now in the district, litter lining a major roadway into Ward 7. And tonight, community members tell us they are fed up with that trash. Our reporter Marielle Carbone is live for us tonight along Pennsylvania Avenue in D.C.'s Fairlawn neighborhood in Southeast D.C. And Marielle, leaders say the problem has been piling up for a while now.
Yeah, that's right, Thesmine. This is something that didn't just happen overnight, and there are plenty of trash cans in the area. The trash, it's just not making it into the cans. It's ending up on the streets and sidewalks here. Now, one neighborhood leader tells me that this is a quality of life issue, and it's one he can't get government agencies to fully address. Drive over the Sousa Bridge along Pennsylvania Avenue into Ward 7, and this is what you see. Trash littering the sidewalks, streets, and medians.
How would you feel if you had certain things like plastic bottles in your front yard?
Cato Johnson rides along the roadway often, seeing it all firsthand.
It does bother me, and what I'm really concerned about, how it can become your normal.
I do not want this to become the new normal.
ANC Commissioner Calvin Brown says the bottles, bags, and belongings littering the gateway into Ward 7 is unacceptable.
Perception is reality. And when you perceive something to be downtrodden, not taken care of, impoverished, dirty, that's the type of sentiment and feel that you get.
The issue isn't new, and despite Brown reaching out to D.C. Public Works, which maintains the streets, and the National Park Service, which maintains the median, the trash remains.
But the response is always delayed. Well, it's not us, it's the other agency.
And how long do you think it would take to clean all this up?
This would, with a crew of 4 to 5 people, this can be cleaned up probably in half of a day's time.
Brown says the lack of investment from government agencies highlights the long-standing disparity for communities across the river.
And when you don't have basic civic services in your community, you feel left out. We want to make sure that safety and neighborhood beautification, those should be the bottom threshold.
And now I reached out to D.C. Public Works but did not hear back. The National Park Service tells me that it's aware of the issue out here and working to clean up the trash as soon as possible. Chris and Thesmina's spokesperson also tells me that the agency is looking to revisit the plan to prevent litter from ending up here in the first place. Reporting live in Southeast tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, D.C. News Now.
Marielle, thank you. All right, a little windy out there, not as bad as it was earlier, but let's get the latest with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb.
Yeah, Janessa, it's going to be dry and sunny tomorrow. Very excited about it.
Yeah, we're already starting to see kind of the influence of all this sunshine that we are about to see. You can see that cotton candy sky is kind of taking over the region, so we're excited about a dry day that is about to enter the region. It will be short-lived. We are going to be tracking rain going into your Friday, so I hope that you take all this sunshine in tomorrow, but the winds, they're still going to be blustery out of the north and west. Right now, they are pretty substantial across western Maryland, not so much across southern Maryland and northern Virginia, not a big issue, but they have calmed down just in the last hour or so. Temperatures across the area at the 9 o'clock hour, 75 for the district, upper 60s Winchester to Leesburg, 71 for Spotsylvania. Hey, good evening, Lexington Park. You're the warm spot at 76 degrees. And so really a clear night has unfolded with a few spot showers that we saw earlier, nothing on the substantial side. So very quiet weather for at least another 24 hours before a good band of moisture starts to make its way across our region. We are tracking a few severe storms for your Friday. We'll look at that coming up.
All right, Janessa, thanks. We continue to follow the breaking news we first told you about at the top of this newscast. You can see here they are pulling a truck from the Potomac River here. This happened a little bit earlier this evening. We're told that appears to be a truck for the National Park Service. That according to a close-up and our photographer on scene there. The call came in from the water on 8 o'clock today. The good news is there's no injuries. The driver did get out of the truck, but you see they have a huge piece of equipment pulling that truck out. A lot of fire and EMS and first responders around that truck. It looks like they just pulled it out of there from the Potomac River. And this happened earlier on Ohio Drive and Buckeye Drive in Southwest D.C. We'll continue to monitor this breaking news here on DC News Now.
And also tonight, nearly 24 people have to find a new place to stay after an apartment catches fire in Northeast Washington. Now, fortunately, no one was hurt. Firefighters were called to Field Place just before 4 this afternoon. The fire was coming from a unit on the second floor. It was put out within 30 minutes. DC Fire says the building has no working fire alarms and some electrical issues. The cause, though, still under investigation.
Well, D.C., pretty soon you'll have a new place to buy groceries. The D.C. USA complex in Columbia Heights is officially gaining a Lidl store. Grand opening is June 28th. Now, the first 100 customers in line will get a gift card worth anywhere from $5 all the way up to $100. If you're looking for a new job, you're in luck. Lidl has about 50 openings. The pay is $19 per hour.